Welcome seekers, you have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel. My name is Ricky, and today I bring you another pick a card tarot reading and oracle reading. Now, this reading is about what you don't see coming and how it will affect your life. So it's two areas that we're really going to dive in and get information from Spirit. So let's go ahead and get started. In front of you, you have three groups. These cards are from the Elemental Oracle deck. And we start with group number one. This is the card number one. Expansion North are the keywords associated with that group. Here we have group number two. And the keywords associated are richness and marine life, along with number 32. And then group number three is number 27, and the keywords are life and breath. All right. So I will include the timestamps in the description below so that you can fast forward to your group. Each group, as you seekers already know, has a message, and that message seeks to answer the question, what you don't see coming and how it will affect your life. So go ahead and take a moment. Select the group that calls to you the most. If you're drawn to multiple groups, that's okay too. Welcome, group number one, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading, where we are asking the question, what you don't see coming and how it will affect your life. So you picked the very beautiful North, which is a symbol of expansion. Also, the number one is associated with this group for group number one. So, very interesting. The North has connotations around finding our true essence or pathway. It can even be a referral to finding a person who gives our life meaning. Finding our true north essentially indicates finding a profound path and direction that is authentic to us. So the North is also one of the quarters called in certain traditions of witchcraft to purify or protect a space. People may call upon the guardians of the North or the Northern as a way of unlocking the protective energies of the portals of that element. So a very interesting selection, group number one. Very interesting indeed. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to start with three oracle cards, okay? And each oracle card is going to give us a little information, and then we're going to use the tarot to just kind of cement everything and gain even more knowledge and information. So we're going to start with the Sacred Light Oracle deck. We're going to throw one card from this deck, and we're going to see what the message of that card is. Now, I've already shuffled the oracle cards off camera just to save time. Let's go ahead and take a look. So let's reveal it. Again, it was just picked at random, and we have here Temple of Mary. Very interesting card. The key words associated with this card are emotional expression, playful innocence, and exploitation. Very interesting card. And what this card is essentially telling you is that your heart is heavy. Love can be loved, be at peace. It's essentially a card of help from the Divine Mother Mary, who is essentially asking you to be receptive and expanding into new levels of love. It's essentially a sense of long distance travel, relationships, natural life transitions, also friendships, right? So what this card is telling us is that there is going to be something that has to do with relationships coming, new love interests, people coming to us, releasing personal prejudice, accepting others the way you would like to be accepted as well. So, I'm getting this feeling that some of you potentially have become in some ways indifferent towards other people's opinions. Maybe you have become in some ways hardened by negative experiences, but ultimately I think that what this card is trying to tell us is that when you were a child, it may have been difficult for you to receive any kind of love from the people around you, potentially a parent, and unfortunately their love seems to be always conditional. And so it's very difficult for you to love other people if there aren't conditions attached to it. Unconditional love, I think, might be difficult for some of you to accept. And when you attach a condition to love, ultimately everything in life becomes almost transactional. And that's an issue, right? If you don't have unconditional love, then ultimately whoever doesn't reach your standards, or whoever doesn't reach what you would deem the correct way of being, you immediately dislike that person. And you tell yourself that I just don't like their energy, so I'm staying away from them, or they're low vibrational people. All of the little spiritual words that we surround ourselves with to pretty much just say that we don't like that person, right? Well, I think that one of the first things that's going to be leaving you is your dislike for other people, right? You're wanting to essentially look at a person and find all of the negatives first, as opposed to finding all of the positives and really focusing in on that. And my oh my, this is definitely an area that I need to work on. I am a Virgo sun and a Virgo moon, so I am extremely critical, as some of you probably have picked up on. But the Temple of Mary is essentially telling us that in order to fully tap into the energy of love, you have to be willing to love unconditionally. And again, if you were a child that were loved conditionally, then it would be almost impossible, unless you heal from this, to love unconditionally everyone and everything. Also, for those of you that are protecting against any kind of, I would say, harmful energies, harmful people, because we have to be aware that there are evil energies out there that want to come and essentially attack and take our life force, right? It's important for us to understand that in some ways we will have the intuition and we will have the ability to spot these people. So we don't always have to be so protective of our energy and our space. I think that one of the areas that you're going to see a lot of change in is that ability to open up to the world, the ability to actually love people genuinely, not just say it, not just regurgitate it just because it's the popular thing to do, but to actually feel that love for everyone, even though that person is the complete opposite of who you are. Very powerful thing, right? Very, very powerful thing. So let's go ahead and move on to the next oracle card. This comes from the Celtic Spirit Oracle deck. So we're just going to go ahead and throw that, just one card. Let's see. We've got, look at that, Tree Spirit. And the Tree Spirit promises that you're going to gain strength. There's going to be growth, and there's going to be stability as well in your life. And it's interesting that you got this card right after the Temple of Mary, telling you that you're going to let go of some form of bigotry towards other people, some form of hate, and you're going to start loving those people far more. There's going to be a reawakening, or there's going to be an understanding of what true unconditional love looks like. And so now we've got the Tree Spirit telling you that you're going to become a stronger person. You're going to grow in ways that you can't even imagine. And there's going to be a sense of stability, right? And so I feel like the keyword stability is important, because some of you maybe have been experiencing volatile emotions. When you don't love unconditionally, it's impossible for you to not feel like something's missing. It's impossible for you to not feel resentment, it's impossible to not feel hate, anxiety, for your outlook to be a bit turbulent, because you are essentially moving around the world constantly judging it and judging people and judging all of the things around you, and you do it without realizing that you are doing it. It becomes a part of you. It is a part of you. You're doing it on a subconscious level, and then you attach all of these key words around it to try and explain your lack of unconditional love. And so it's interesting that you are going to tap into this. this is a big, big area for you. And that unconditional love, it's going to allow you to gain a sense of true power and strength in your life. And it'll make you more open to things, right? And with that openness comes growth. With that growth comes stability. So stable emotions, stable mental agility, a stable house, a stable mind, a stable body, just stable in every sense of the word. If there's an advice that I'm picking up with this card, is to try and connect with the stability of the trees. One of the things that I love to do is I like to find the biggest tree that I can in my area, wherever I'm at, and just go and just hang out with it for a little while. Remember, that tree is alive. Even though it's not talking back to you, even though you're not picking up on anything, that tree is alive, people. And it's been alive for probably hundreds and hundreds of years. That tree has a story to tell, even though it can't say it to you verbally. It's got a story to tell. And if you just sit there for a while, shut your mind off, and say, my goodness, tree, I love you for just being who you are, and in some ways trying to connect with that tree, you're going to gain some kind of peace. You're going to gain some kind of stability, right? There's going to be a transference of energy, and that stable energy of that tree will become a part of you. So anyways, that's an advice, right? Let's move on to the next card. The next card comes from the Seasons of the Witch. This is actually one of the newer decks that's out from the Seasons of the Witch series, right? This is the Beltane Oracle. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what card we get here. And boom, we've got Stone Circle, and it reads, in ceremony you conjure a devotion so deeply it reflects thy worship into yourself. Very interesting, right? Very interesting. And this card, what we can essentially gain from it is an understanding that ceremony isn't just about magic and manifestation, right? It is a moment to channel your power and to send your intentions out into the spiritual world. But it's also a moment to yourself, a devotion to the things that are most important to you, to who you're working to become, or to the life you've dreamt of for so long. While there is a certain power and elaborate spiritual workings, know that magic is also available to you in the small moments of the day, right? So more information, more growing and seeing the magic around you. It's almost like all of the oracle cards are aligned to the message of the Temple of Mary, which is a message of unconditional love, that through emotional expression, a sense of new playful beginnings. I think that a lot of you have forgotten that there's magic all around you. Some of you potentially have been seeking what you deem to be places of just true magic and power, right? And so, this is the person that wants to have some kind of status, or the person that wants to have some kind of be a part of some kind of club or some kind of group, or to be accepted into that group, right? Again, it all comes from that conditional kind of love. There has to be a condition, always. If not, then it's if it's not transactional, then obviously it's wrong, right? And so letting go of that, I think, is really going to give you the strength and the growth that you need. And that growth, from what I am seeing in the oracles, that growth is in all areas of your life. It's not just, the growth and maturity, but growth all around, right? You're going to start seeing increase in all areas. So this conditional kind of love that you are right now essentially expressing, it's keeping you blocked from truly receiving certain blessings that have been promised to you. And also, it's not allowing you to tap into the magic surrounding you in nature. It's not allowing you to tap into just the very small bits of magic that's available to you everywhere, in the tools that you use, in the air that you breathe, with the animals that you interact with on a daily basis. It's almost like, these things are unimportant to you, right? And so you're not seeing the magic that is surrounding you. You're not fully understanding it. And I think that the Temple of Mary is going to open you up to these things in a very, very profound way. And when you are open to that unconditional kind of love for everything and everyone, and when you truly fully understand that actually means, right? You're going to gain so much from it. It's what the Oracle cards are telling you. All right, wow. So let's go ahead and move on to the tarot. We're just going to go ahead and let the tarot tell us what essentially is going to be coming to you that's unexpected. Let's see. All right, so I'm trying to find... Oh, here it is. All right, I'm trying to find the box to show you guys. This is actually a new tarot deck. I have never used this deck here before. This is the Light Seer Tarot. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use this tarot. And as you seekers know, I like to shuffle these cards in front of you. All right, I don't like to do it off camera. I like to shuffle the tarot and throw it in front of you. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, so we've got card number 1, the Four of Wands reversed. Card number 2, the Ace of Swords reversed. Card number 3, the Two of Swords. We've got the Five of Cups reversed. We have got the Nine of Cups reversed. And we also have the Ten of Wands reversed. My goodness. My. So much struggle. So much struggle. Group number 1. Yeah, you've been struggling for a while. And this struggle is going to come to an end with this growth. All right. My, oh my. So, the first thing that I am noticing is what essentially what impact the Temple of Mary is going to have on you once you open yourself up completely to unconditional love. You're going to be able to rest. And when I mean rest, I mean you're going to be able to rest from this exhaustive energy right here. So we've got the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands shows us an illustration of someone who's essentially working very hard, right, to make ends meet, to just, get by, to go through life. And there's a sense of a load, right, that needs to be carried. The fact that the card came out reversed makes it even worse. It tells me that you are reaching a breaking point. There's an exhaustion. You're exhausted. You are exhausting yourself, and it makes perfect sense why you're exhausting yourself, because if you are someone who's extremely critical of life, if you're someone who's extremely critical of other people, events, everything, then you will exhaust yourself. You will exhaust your mental state. You will exhaust yourself physically. You will exhaust your emotional state, and we see that with the Five of Cups, right? We see the Five of Cups reversed, which is just emotional exhaustion, right? More exhaustion showing up here. So we've got energetically, I think that a lot of you are really tired. You guys are tired. And it's important to shed that skin, right? And with you accepting unconditional love, we see that skin being shed, right? The Nine of Cups shows us someone who just has left the old behind and is now open and available to what is new, right? To the new energies, to the new beauty of life. And so, I feel like energetically some of you are really not understanding this reading, and I get that, unconditional love, it's strange because a lot of us, we tell ourselves that we love unconditionally. And sometimes it takes some very, very deep soul searching to find out in what areas of our life are we transactional, in what areas of our life do we say that we love unconditionally, but we always expect something in return. And if it's not returned or given back, then we essentially say that that person is not good, or we judge that person, or we judge that situation or that event as it being something that is not good for us, right? When in reality, it was a transaction, right? It didn't come from a place of love and true care. It was a transaction. It was you essentially telling yourself that, hey, I am going to show support for you, but I expect for you to show support at a later time. I expect for you to return that, right? You were definitely in some ways, again, blocked from a true understanding of what is happening around you. And I think that this blockage is affecting you in idea generations. I think that a lot of you have some wonderful, beautiful ideas that want to be birthed. But if you can't accept everything around you, all of the energies around you, all of the people around you, as hateful and as horrifying as that person may be, if you can't accept them and say, I love you, no matter what, then it's going to shut off a part of your brain. It's going to keep you blind to something. And so we see that reflected here. We've got the Ace of Swords reversed, right? And what we see with the Ace of Swords reversed is a woman which in the deepest area of her mind, we see the light. We see that idea coming out, that idea generation, that connection to the divine, right? The fact that it's reversed tells me that it's just not going to happen. And then we have here the Two of Swords showing up again. And what we have is someone who is blindfolded. She can't see. She doesn't know what's in front of her. The ravens are a symbol of death. And they're essentially telling you that change is coming. That's what the raven symbolism is. There's change coming. Very dynamic change is on the horizon. But she can't see that change, right? Even though the ravens really want to get her attention and they really want to waken her up to that reality, she's not seeing it. She can't, right? She's not even truly understanding what's going on. And just like this, I feel that there's some of you, not all of you, some of you who are just asking, what in the world is this guy talking about? I love unconditionally. I give so much. And so for those of you that are saying that and still watching this and haven't clicked out, do some journaling, go back, think very closely, very deeply, right? The people that you say that you truly love, is it real or is it conditional, right? And go back to your own childhood. Did your parents love you unconditionally? Did the people around you love you unconditionally? Or was there always a condition to that love? And then, with the Four of Wands, we get an understanding that there's an energy inside of you that wants to just burst out, okay? This energy is surrounding you. It's all around you. There's a sense of true expansion, and we see that expansion showing up with the tree spirit, but that expansion has to do with just being more stable-minded. And I feel like the Four of Wands is here to remind you that, hey, there's a lot to do. There's a lot to accomplish. There's a lot to move forward and be happy about. But if you are not able to love unconditionally, then it's going to be blocked and you're not going to be able to tap into all of those experiences. And ultimately, your fire will die. That's why it's reversed. Your fire and zest for life will die. The older you get, the more beaten down you will get, the more sour you will get, the more disillusioned you will get. And so unconditional love is essential for your strength, for your growth, for your stability, for you to be able to fully embrace all of the magic that is around you, right? The direction that you are headed in. We start with the keyword expansion, right? With the north that you yourself picked. So you want expansion, right? That's what drew you in, expansion. How are you going to receive this expansion? Accept everyone the way they are and love them unconditionally. The message is simple. All right? So that is what I see here, group number 1. I want to thank you so much for watching. Quick reminder, I am offering private readings at this time. So if you are interested, then I will leave my Etsy link in the description below. There is a lot of fraud going around, guys. A lot of it. I've had many people reach out to me and tell me that I reached out to them trying to sell them a reading through their DMs. I will never reach out to you through your DMs. It's very rare that I do that. I think I've only done it once with someone that I knew. And it was because they requested it, and so I reached out to them. But that's very rare that I do that. You have to go through my Etsy store if you're interested in a private reading. Please disregard the rest. My link is going to be again in the bottom. Thank you so much for your donation, seekers. I've been getting donations from you, and anytime I get those, it makes me feel very special because I know that you guys really enjoyed the reading. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to those that have already donated. Thank you. It's truly magnificent. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. And hope to see you the next time. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading. Now, you picked the very, very beautiful, beautiful Marine Life. My goodness, this is probably the group I would have picked, right? Number 32, Marine Life Richness. And this is definitely something, right? We see here all kinds of beautiful, beautiful life. You know, it's estimated that there are about 230,000 marine species, but more than likely there's more. And marine life is vital to the health of our planet. So very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card that you picked. So let's go ahead and move on to the other oracles. We're going to throw 3 oracle cards, and we're going to try and get a direct message for each one. So the first card is from the Sacred Light Oracle. All right, we're going to reveal just one card. Let's see, I've already shuffled off camera, so we're going to just go ahead and reveal what the card is. I chose a card at random, and we've got, wow, you've got Antakarana, crossing the rainbow bridge, resurrection, and coming full circle. And there is a sense of reaching an ascension or an ascended master here, right? We do have a symbol of the Godhead, and we have essentially a symbol of rebirth with the resurrection. So very interesting. This card is essentially telling you that your overwhelming feelings have the potential to consume you, okay? So, you know, those are feelings of anxiety, grief, fear, a need for control in your life. This will create mountains for you to climb. So make sure to apply a different mindset and take small steps to lighten your soul and unburden your spirit. There's a sense here of endless expansiveness. And also an amplification of energy through positive action. So very interesting card, a very interesting kind of message. You know, I feel like definitely you are being told that in some ways energetically you're going to gain something from it. I'm the kind of person that believes that we come to this planet with a certain amount of energy, each and every single one of us. Some have, we'll try and attach a number. Some come with 10%, others come with 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. And then as we age, as we go through the process of life, as we go by unlocking different realities or essentially mastering a certain lesson, we gain more energy to push us forward so that we can walk and accomplish our life purpose. So I feel that some of you, energetically, you're going to start reaching an expansion, right? And we see here also a message of the dove. You know, it's not only the Godhead, but it's also a message almost of the ascended master, Jesus Christ, right? We see here a dove bringing a sense of good news, right? There's a sense of receiving something. There's a destination that now has been shown to you, and all you have to do is just kind of follow it. So what this card is telling you is you are going to start seeing an increase of energy in your life. And so what this is going to look like is as soon as you tap into this energy, as soon as you receive it, you're going to start seeing things differently, right? It's almost like your higher self is downloading more information, but this is not just information. This is actual energy, a transfer of energy. So you're going to have more ideas, you're going to have the ability to go further, you're going to have the ability to see clearer, you're going to have the ability to expand into whatever area of life you want to expand into, right? So that is what you don't see coming, but it will affect every area of your life. My goodness. So very interesting so far. Let's go ahead and keep this going. So the next card comes from the brand new deck, the Seasons of the Witch. This is a series. I think this is, I believe, the 3rd or 4th of the series. This is the Beltane Oracle. So we're going to go ahead and reveal exactly what that card is. Again, shuffled it off camera, chose a card at random, and we have the Goat. Oh, wow. We have the Goat, ladies and gentlemen. And the goat reads, "Fearless I am in the path I choose, for I've never been led astray, always finding my way." Yes, 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 yes. So, we already know that you're going to tap into some kind of stream of energy that possibly your spirit guides have been holding for you somewhere, that you yourself have left behind because you knew that if you brought 100% of your energy, you were just going to dominate the game, and obviously that's not what was meant to happen here, right? You were meant to slowly make progress towards obtaining that energy. And you're going to receive some of it, right? And what that is going to bring you with this goat is a sense of fearlessness. Because, when someone is fearless, we can say that maybe there's a bit of arrogance there, maybe some naiveness, right? They haven't really seen the horrors of life, so they still have that fearlessness. But what I feel what this card is telling you is that you've been through the darkness, you've been through the fire, and you've come out the other end. And now you have a sense of fearlessness because you know exactly how that fire feels. You know how hard it was to overcome what you've overcome. And so now with even more energy on your side, you're going to see the world in a very different light. The world is now your plaything. You can do whatever you want. You can move and expand and stretch to areas that you didn't stretch before or even knew they were available. You will not ever be led astray anymore. You will see clearly. So obviously, what the goat is telling you is that your intuition is also going to see some kind of resurrection, some kind of renewal. You're also going to be able to tap into a divine source. One thing that we can't ignore is that we have a representation of you here, right? And you are being shown with this Godhead. Yeah, that's what I call it, the Godhead. And so I feel like what this is telling me is enlightenment in some ways. True power. And the fact that we've got the dove bringing that leaf, right? What we have is a gift from up above, the divine presence coming down and giving you something. And what we have, as you can see all around, is just showers, right? We've got a shower of energy coming down. And you are right in the middle of it. Coming full circle, crossing the rainbow bridge. All these are key words. And resurrection. All these are key words for you reaching your higher self, for you being able to bring that energy down, right? Tap into it and be able to just live life fearlessly. Always being able to find your way. And that, my goodness, right? If we can have that kind of internal compass where we're not making mistakes, right? Where we're able to see clearly, understand profoundly what the next step is and how to effectively maneuver. My goodness, this is exactly what a lot of people would kill to have, right? It's almost like a superpower. And I think that what your spirit guides are trying to tell you here is, yes, this is going to feel like a superpower because you are super powerful. You just don't have all of your energy, but you're going to gain some of it. So, interesting that you picked marine life, and the key word attached to that is richness, right? The fact that you picked it tells me that you are looking for something, right? You're looking for a richness. You're looking to gain something. And intuitively, your internal compass is telling you right now, this is where this is what's coming, right? A lot of us, we don't really truly know, right? Because we're limited by our experiences and we're limited by this physical world. We can't tap into our past memories and all of the things that we accomplished in a different life. But we know energetically, intuitively, and we also know almost subconsciously that what is coming, because we are constantly receiving messages from our spirit guides. And so it's interesting, right? But there is a sense of true richness coming into your life that will lead you to that fearlessness, that will lead you to always finding your way, that will lead you to never being led astray. Very interesting card. All right, now we're going to reveal the final card. This is from another new deck. I'm pretty much using new decks today. But this is from the Celtic Spirit Oracle. So, excuse me. We're going to go ahead and reveal what card we got. Again, shuffled it at random, threw it off camera. The card that we got is Rest. Stop, recharge, self-care. My goodness. My goodness, my goodness. All right. So this feels like twofold, right? It feels like with you being able to tap into that energy that's coming, you're going to be essentially able to fully heal and recharge. You know, a lot of you have been working very hard, right? A lot of you have been working very hard to really just bring forth what you want to bring forth. And that's another reason why you pick the richness card, because what you want is more energy, more resources to continue moving forward effectively, to accomplish things, right? You want that, you're desiring that. And one of the reasons why is because you want to be able to rest. And when I mean rest profoundly, right? Not just sleeping at night and waking up and going to work. No, actually resting, knowing that you are on the right path, knowing that you've made the right decisions, that you've moved the pieces on the board, and that next move is going to be correct. That next move is going to be something that's going to bring you even more. And so I feel like a lot of you have maybe been missing that, right? There's been a sense of fogginess, going through a fog that never disappears, right? And you're on this boat and the fog is just always there and you can't see what's further up ahead, but you know that you need to keep going, right? And so now with this new energy, with this new power that you're going to be receiving from a divine source that has been holding it for you, you are going to be able to see clearly and understand, but it's also going to recharge you, right? That's why that's one of the key words there. That energy will recharge you. It will give you the power that you need to be able to move forward. But also I think that, you know, I speak in very epic terms, but when we're looking at the simplistic nature of that, what we see is self-care, right? What we see is you being at peace, right? Just you being able to just relax and enjoy the things that are surrounding you and enjoy the true energy of life. And the energy of life is peace, it's rest, it's the energy of an ever expansive growing tree that has lived for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's huge and mighty. You know, that's the energy of true stability that can be afforded to us. And I feel like that's what you're going to be able to tap into with this energy. With it comes understanding of how life works, understanding of how to best invest your time, your energy, your resources, so that you can have a sense of sustenance, right? That comes from the physical and also a divine source. All right, so we're going to go ahead and throw some tarot now. Now, this tarot is actually pretty new. I've never used this tarot deck before. It's from Chris and the Light Seer Tarot, but I love the artwork in this tarot deck, so we're going to go ahead and use it. And for this, we are going to shuffle on camera. All right, we are going to shuffle on camera, and we are asking Spirit to give us information on what is to come and what it will do for you. Group number 2. Spirit, help us. What is to come and how will it help? What will it do? My goodness, you got a lot of people showing up here. What will it do? Spirit, help us here. Wow, wow, wow. So much to talk about. Wow. I like these. I like these cards a lot. Okay. I like these cards a lot. Group number 2, you know, we've got here some very special cards. We start with where you're at, I feel, energetically sometimes, right? 5 of Swords. And this is the card of worry. This is the card of battle. But that battle ultimately ends up being in our own minds, right? We are defeated by our thoughts. We are defeated by our worrying. We are defeated by our anxieties. We are defeated by our very minds. We defeat ourselves sometimes. And so this is a reflection of that defeat. The beautiful thing, you know, the raven keeps kind of following me around in this deck. So that is very interesting because the raven is here to talk to, essentially herald a time of change. Anytime I've ever seen a raven, interestingly enough, someone has died or is about to die. And the raven always looks at me and just starts cawing, and it's unnerving, right? Whenever I see that, but I know that that raven is telling me that change is abound. Those are the energies that are in the area right now. Change, change, change. A time of complete change. And so what we see here with this raven is that there will be a change, right? We have here a person that obviously is going through a lot of mental anguish. We have it right next to the rest card, stop, recharge, self-care. So obviously you're going to be able to take this new energy that's coming from a divine source and in some ways heal, or not heal, but be able to move away from that anxiety and that mental anguish that you're constantly feeling. And so, okay, what will this do for you, right? Well, you've got some very interesting cards here. You've got both the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. And this is the ultimate 1-2 punch for success in life, okay? These are the creators. These are the inventors. These are the problem solvers. These are the people that make the right moves every single time. When you combine these two together, I mean, are you kidding me? When you combine these two energies together, what you have is an energy of knowing exactly what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, and being effective. You know, these are master executioners, right? These people execute diligently. They know exactly what needs to happen, when it needs to happen. Creators. So for my writers out there, these cards are a very, very welcoming message, because these are the writers of the tarot. These are the creators of the tarot. So for anyone that's maybe potentially looking to start some kind of community or to build some kind of business, you know, content creation of some sort, these are the cards that you want, right? Just one of them will bring you just one of them is an incredible omen. Getting both, my goodness, right? So new creative ideas, a new understanding for the creation process, and the ability to recreate a process that has been ignored. You are going to be able to recreate the very wheel that we use, right, to actually create. And for those of you that got that, congratulations, because honestly, I'm even having trouble communicating it to you. For those of you that didn't, what I'm trying to essentially tell you is that you are going to come up with ideas that no one has been able to come up with before. You're going to solve problems that seem impossible to a lot of people. You are going to be able to, in some areas, recreate the wheel. Not everyone is able to do that, right? Most everything that you hear is already something that has been regurgitated by someone else. Most ideas, most thought process, most things, if not everything, is something that is just taken from somewhere else, right? And made anew by adding a new element to it. But that other element is something that's already been created. And so that's essentially what I'm picking up on with the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. You're going to be able to come up with something that is new. You're going to be able to create something that is unique to this world. And so there's a sense of true impactfulness here, right? My goodness. All right, so another thing that you're going to benefit from is there's a sense of injustice for some of you people here, all right? Correcting the wrongs of the past is what I'm hearing. Correcting the wrongs of the past, and that can mean so many different things, but just bear with me. We have here the Justice card. It came out reversed, right? And what we have is an illustration of justice on a more darker side and justice on a more cosmic light, you know. And so there's an integration of both the light and the dark with this Justice card. And so that illustration is profound, because I feel that there's going to be a correction of an injustice that has been done to you. This can be from other people, some kind of, you know, work, or maybe, for some of you, I'm hearing entrepreneurship, I'm hearing creation. I think that some people have laughed at your ideas in the past. They've discredited you, For some of you, you've been shunned because of the way that you think and write and communicate. All of that is going to now come into your favor. Cosmically, you're going to be able to correct those wrongs. Think of someone who writes a book, right, and sends it to a publishing house, and the publishing house says that is terrible, right? Terrible. Well, now they're gonna go ahead and try and give you an advance because that's how good what you've created is, right? So that creative process of the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords comes around full circle with the Justice card, and being able to kind of right an injustice cosmically. In the area of love, what we have is a correction, or not the correction, but the healing of relationships, right? So for some of you, there's relationships that that maybe potentially have gone sour for some reason. I feel like there's going to be a healing of those energies, but also for others, there's going to be the meeting of someone new, right? The Two of Cups talks about love in its purest form between two people coming together and truly loving each other very profoundly. So there's a sense of two people coming together, right? This can be in matrimony. This can be, very much it can be talking about marriage. But on just a more simpler level, this is relationships and relationship building. So for a lot of you, what this new energy is going to bring you and allow for you to tap into is a new love interest. Something new in love. And then ultimately what all of this will result in, this expansion of energy, is the Ace of Wands, right? So a spark is about to be lit under your buttocks, group number 2. So that spark is just going to just provide you with so much energy, willpower. It's going to provide you with an ability to go out and actually execute exactly how you want to execute, right? I think that with the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, we see here someone who has the ability to come up with wonderful ideas for creation, for the creation of something truly magnificent. But ultimately, one of the areas that the King and the Queen of Swords maybe lack just a little bit is executing those ideas. And I think that this is something that we see a lot in our society today. We have wonderful ideas, but very few people that are willing to put in the work and execute, right? And so I feel like with the Ace of Wands, what this renewed energy is going to give you is literally a fire, a willpower to make manifest these wonderful, wonderful ideas that you're going to get from the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. And so just to kind of recap everything that I'm seeing, right? We have the Five of Swords showing up and telling us that for a long time you have been plagued by this energy of just sorrow, but it's more than just sorrow. It's a blockage from being able to receive great ideas, insightful ideas that are going to be able to allow you to manifest what you want to manifest, to create what you want to create, right? And also, maybe you've got the beginnings of an idea, but there's always something missing, right? You never get to the end of that story that you are writing, that you are creating. But now, with this new energy that's coming, you're going to be able to gain the ideas and see clearly, right, the entire story. You're going to be able to see the big picture. And it's going to also afford you an energy and a willpower to accomplish it, to move forward in that direction, to make it true, okay? My oh my. And what that is going to do is it's going to take you to these relationships here. So you're going to meet a lot of people. That's another area that I think the tarot cards is trying to illustrate for us. You're going to meet people, and within the people that you meet, there might actually be a new love interest that, it's romantic in nature. So, my oh my, this is an extremely favorable reading, and I forgot that this is actually the group that I probably would have chosen, so I'm actually very happy about this. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. Well, actually, I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know if you did or did not. I'm hoping that you'll let me know, right, in the comment section below if you did or did not. I'm looking forward to reading those comments. Thank you. So, that brings us to the very end. Thank you so much for watching. Quick reminder, I am offering private readings at this time. If you are interested, you will have to go through my Etsy store. I'm going to include the link in the description below. One thing to really keep in mind, there's a lot of fraud going around in the tarot reading community. I've had a lot of people reach out to me telling me that someone has been reaching out to them trying to sell them a reading, trying to collect money from them. I will never do that. If it seems like someone is reaching out with me, my name, with my picture, be very careful, because that's not me. I will never reach out to you, okay? The only way to request a reading is to go through my Etsy store. So please use the link in the description below. Thank you. And also, don't forget to subscribe. And I thank you for the donations. My goodness, you seekers have been sending me donations. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I mean, my goodness, right? To the point that these readings have helped you and impacted you, that you are sending me donations. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And that's it. I love you guys. I love this community. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Thank you once again, and bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading, titled What You Don't See Coming and How It Will Affect Your Life. All right, so very interesting reading. I hope you enjoy it. You picked a very beautiful card. You picked number 27, Life and Breath. All right, this is just gorgeous, beautiful illustration. All right, so let's go ahead and put this card aside, and let's reveal your oracle cards. Now, there's 3 oracle cards that I shuffled at random, and I'm going to reveal to you. The first one is from the Seasons of the Witch, Beltane Oracle. Now, this is one of the newer decks from the Seasons of the Witch series. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what card you got. Oh my God, look at this. You've got the Lover's card. Yes, love lulls all sorrow and bewitches the flesh, mind, and breath, reminding me that I am unafraid of the unfurling winds of my eternity, reads this card to you. Group number 3, I don't think I have to go too deeply into this. There is a new love partner, a new love interest, someone new coming into your life. You don't see them coming, but they are coming. And this is very interesting, right? This is very interesting because I'm pretty sure that a lot of you that are single, you know that you're going to be in a relationship at some point, but it's not going to be the kind of relationship that you think, right? That's what this card is telling you. You're envisioning something, but it's actually going to be much better, and it's going to allow for you to really just live life in a very beautiful kind of way. So, one of the things that we're seeing here is being unafraid of unfurling, right? Being unafraid of being yourself. I think that a lot of you, there's this sense of having to be a certain way, or talk a certain way, or act a certain way, or wear certain things and put on things to make other people feel more comfortable around us, right? It's almost like these societal norms that we have in place, which are actually affecting women far more than they are affecting men, even though men do tend to have the same kind of the same kind of demands, but it's not as profound as it is for the divine feminine. And so, I feel like what this card is trying to tell you is that with this new partner that's coming into your life, you're going to be accepted fully for who you are. And so I think that a lot of you don't really, even though you see love coming, you never expected for that to be it, right? You always maybe expected to have to wear certain something or be a certain someone, right? But no, this person is going to love you and accept you exactly for who you are. Very interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and reveal the second card. This is going to come from the Sacred Light Oracle. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have here. Oh, look at that. You've got Celestial Channel. And the keywords associated with the card are hidden beauty, remaining optimistic, and staying neutral, right? Very beautiful. And the number 6, very balancing number. So what we have here is an illustration of reaching some kind of new understanding of life, right? And this illustration is even more powerful just because of her tattoo, right? She's got a tattoo of a key. That tattoo is in a very, very powerful state. You know, you are going to unlock something new. And so with that unlocking comes the ability to see a little further, to understand certain concepts that you did not understand before, to potentially even love more deeply and more powerfully. And also having, I think that the fact that you've got this keyword here, remaining optimistic, is important to consider, because maybe some of you've grown tired, you've grown truly just exhausted with maybe potentially trying to find the right partner for you, right? And it's something that has been kind of waning on you, right? Weighing on you, because it's difficult to remain optimistic, right? When you are only seeing the darkness in people, and the desire and the need in people to maybe potentially harm or take from someone else. The flimsiness, the flakiness of relationships nowadays, the simplicity of it, and you're looking for a deepness, you're looking for something deeper, a deep connection, something that transcends our current experience and our current life right now. You're looking for something deeper. And so I think that some of you have grown to think that this deepness and this love story that you have in your mind is not real. It's fantasy. It's something that you can obtain. So in some ways it has been hidden from you. And it is beautiful, but it's been hidden. You can't see it. And so now with this new lover coming in, you're going to be able to see that hidden beauty. And so obviously, I think that a lot of you haven't even thought that deeply, right? Or gone deeper into potentially being able to see in a different way by simply just connecting with another human being and loving another human being, and for that human being to love you right back, right? In a very profound, beautiful kind of way. And so that love is going to open your eyes to something new experience, a new way of doing things. You are going to be able to remain optimistic. I think that a lot of you have soured once again, right? You've been preview to some horrifying people, horrifying thought processes, emotional responses. I think that a lot of you are kind of going around connecting, trying to connect, but finding it very difficult to connect, right? There's a lot of there's just so much awkwardness and weirdness around love and relationships nowadays, right? And it's very difficult to remain optimistic. But this person that's going to come into your life, this lover, is definitely going to love you in just a profound way that it will change and shift your entire life. And that, I think, is what you are desiring, for something to really just change your life completely. If not, you would not have chosen this group, right? Because this is the group with the keyword life. And it's the breath of life, right? So, my goodness. All right. I love this card for you. Awesome. Let's move on. So, the next Oracle deck is from the Celtic Spirit Oracle. So, we're going to go ahead and use this deck. Let's take a look and see what we have here. All right. So, we've got the Shaman Spiral. And we've got awareness, practice, and connection, right? Wow, I like that. I like it because not only is it confirming the fact that you are going to reach some kind of very powerful connection with someone, but also it's telling you that you're going to be aware of something, right? And so it's almost like a summary or a recap of what we just discovered with these two oracle cards, right? It's these two oracle cards in one. The connection that's going to come with your lover, the awareness that's going to come with the celestial channel and the hidden beauty, and remaining optimistic and neutral in some areas, And also the practice, right? The sense of mastery, the sense of actually being able to love other people just as you are being loved, right? So that practice is essentially a deepening of your awareness. It's an understanding of the world, essentially through almost shaman eyes, right? When your physical body dies, your soul lives on to reincarnate again and again. So, who are you without the limitations of your body? One needs to look very deep to take off the restrictions of who we think we are. If we were never to interact with another person, who would we express ourselves as, right? Are you comfortable with who you are on the inside, and does it match the person you are on the outside? And so there's going to be an awareness that comes over you, right, with this new lover. My goodness. My goodness. All right, so we're going to go ahead and throw some tarot. Now, this tarot deck I've never used before. So first time that I'm using this tarot deck, the Light Seer Tarot. Hope you enjoy it. Now, we're going to throw these cards right now here, live, not off camera, but right here, right now. And we're just going to go ahead and ask Spirit, to give us more information on what is coming and how it will change us, right? How will this change? Well, not us, but you. How will it change your group number 3? Wow. Well. My goodness. Now you definitely have some very impactful cards here. Very, very nice cards indeed. Okay. Okay. Well, group number 3. We start with the Hermit, all right? So the first card out was the Hermit. This card came out reversed. And what this card is telling me is that your time of being alone is coming to an end. Right? I think that a lot of you have been in hermit mode, but the problem is that you've stayed in hermit mode for just a little too long. And it's time to be pushed out into the world and experience the true fullness of life, which is why this Hermit card came out reversed. So your isolation, your hermit mode is actually at this point hurting you. It's no longer helping you, it's hurting you. So it's time to be awakened, right? And the Lover card, it's I focused a lot on the actual person, on the partner, but it's more than that. It's so much deeper than that, because what we have here is the beginning of something. It's an awakening, it's a fire, it's a will, it's a forward moving momentum. It's something that can't be stopped. It's life, new life, right? That's what this new love partner, this new interest of love is it's going to have, the effect it's going to have on you. So it is going to very well bring you out of that hermit mode. Now, for those of you that are already in a relationship, understand that this could just be a furthering, right? This can just be a the next step in the relationship. Or it could very much just mean that something new is truly coming, right? Out with the old, in with the new. Something new is coming into your life with this Lover energy. But I feel that a lot of you maybe potentially that picked this group, you are single and you are potentially, expecting or are dating, but you just aren't finding anyone that energetically you match with, right? And so a lot of you have been kind of waiting and seeing. We see that in the Hermit card. But now your time of waiting and seeing is over. Now it's time for you to be pushed out into the fire and essentially out of the frying pan and into the fire. For all of you meatloaf lovers out there, yes, I gave a Meatloaf reference, from the 1970s. I know, I'm that old. Anyways, let's move on away from my age. We have then a card here of 4 of Pentacles, talking about a new foundation for yourself, for your life. So very much so, with this pushing out from this Hermit energy, what you're going to be able to do is create a solid foundation underneath you, right? So we have here in this illustration, I think it's very beautiful. And it also says that essentially you are going to be able to find some kind of footing in this world of ours, right? It's like this hermit is now being asked to step out. Whoops. But, as you can see there, she doesn't want to go, right? This hermit does not want to go. So this hermit is being asked to step out, right? To climb down those stairs and go out into the world and journey and journey on, right? And so here we have the journey taking place, coming to a city and building, right? This is the kind of person that comes into this place and buys a home and starts a new life, a new beginning, right? So we have the foundation for something new to come, for something new to flourish in your life. Now, it's not going to come without a little. I feel this is an advice card. It's not going to come without some kind of soul searching, some kind of journeying, which is why we've got the moon here. Now, the moon is normally a symbol of femininity. It's associated with Hecate, right? And I feel like for witches, the moon is a symbol of true prosperity. And, it carries so much magic with it, the moon does. But also there's a journey that needs to take place. And that journey is often one where things aren't always as they seem. Even though the moon offers light, it's difficult to see to just be able to kind of look around you and not fall victim to the illusions that essentially are being displayed. And so, it's almost like there has to be some kind of journeying. There has to be some kind of traveling outside of these illusions that potentially you've believed about yourself. And I feel like, these oracle cards really give us an understanding, right, of what these illusions might be and what essentially you are telling yourself. I think that a lot of you have believed things that aren't true, which is why we have with Celestial Channel the keyword hidden beauty. So you are in some ways not seeing the beauty that is all around you. You're having trouble staying neutral when you need to stay neutral. So maybe some of you are prone to some kind of outburst, and it's because you are essentially not right now grounded, right? There's something missing. And so I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to be able to gain that awareness with this beautiful connection that you're going to find here with this lover, right? Now, obviously, telling someone that their life is going to magically fix itself just because you're meeting someone, I think it's not ideal. But really what this is more of an expansiveness, right? You are already someone who is gifted with great, wonderful, magical abilities. But with every new experience comes an awakening. There's a deepening. There's an understanding. There's a fire that now is started, right? There is new life. And with that new life, with that new foundation, we have new experiences. And so we see what those experiences are going to look like on this side. We start with the energy of the Six of Cups, right? Beautiful energy. Again, this is the card of relationships. This is the card of building a solid, beautiful relationship. Now, here we have a sense of friendships being formed, right? But friendships with the dog. So, in other illustrations, we just have a lot of people kind of embracing each other, playing with each other. But here, I think it carries a deeper meaning for some of you people, right? We have a child. This child is playing with a little puppy. There's new life coming, right? So for some of you, be aware of that. New life coming, right? So we also have potentially a representation of almost a fatherly figure here showing up, right? And it's right next to the Lover's card. So, we have definitely a very strong indication that this relationship is something that is going to evolve very quickly. And, there's marriage possibly here, okay? Now, we also have the Emperor showing up reversed. And this is a sense of completely destroying what was before to make space for what is to come, right? So what we have here is a card that illustrates us stepping into the chaos so that we can create complete order out of that chaos, right? Create a foundation that we can walk on, right? So with this Emperor energy reversed, we have doing away with the old ways, with the old system, to make way for the new one, right? And so the Four of Pentacles is very, very important. It's a very important balancing message here, because what we have here is an illustration of you walking away from that order that you had created to make space for the new that's coming, right? And so this newness, what is it going to do for you, right? We have a reawakening here with the Page of Pentacles, right? So we have here the same person now reaching almost an artistic kind of mindset. And that artistic nature leads to good decision making in business. It leads to awareness of just all of the things that you've been missing, right? Of the things that are going to bring you life and the people around you life. So we have someone who is essentially now invested in the process of life, in the process of expansion and growth. And that expansion and growth leads to further expansion and growth and a deepening of the relationships that we're seeing with the Six of Cups and the Lovers. My, oh my. Beautiful, beautiful experiences are coming for you. And it is all centered around this new relationship. And again, for those of you that were expecting a relationship or are expecting a relationship with someone, understand that it's going to be far more deeper than you can possibly imagine. It's not going to simply just be, oh, I have someone, right? No, there's going to be a lot of transformation that's going to come through this relationship. There's going to be a story that you've wanted to make manifest, that you've told yourself it's unrealistic, it's not true, it can't happen. With this Lover that's coming, it is going to happen, and it is going to feel very magical. So again, a lifting or a moving away from the old to make space for the new. Going away from that hermit energy towards stepping into something truly, truly just almost bountiful, really, in nature. And that's it. That is what I see here, group number 3. I hope that you enjoy this reading. I want to thank you for watching. Also, quick reminder, I am offering private readings at this time. So if you are interested in a private reading, you can go ahead and visit my Etsy store. I'm going to include the link in the description below. One thing to keep in mind, seekers, there's been a lot of fraud going around. A lot of people have reached out to me telling me that there's someone reaching out to them with my name and also my picture, through their DMs, pretty much trying to sell them a reading, right? And trying to get money out of them. So obviously I've worked with, hundreds, if not thousands of you, seekers. I've done private readings with you. Please be very careful. That is not me. The only way that I accept a reading is through my Etsy store. That's the only way. So, thank you. Also, I want to thank the people that have been sending me donations. My goodness, thank you guys so much. It really just makes me feel just truly, truly great to know that you are moved and touched by these readings so much that you would send me a donation to help me. That is truly magnificent. Thank you so much. Thank you to the ones that have donated. Truly. Also, if you are not subscribed, consider subscribing. This is a channel that's dedicated to pick a cards. Also, I do horoscope readings, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on those. Thank you for the like. Don't forget to comment down below. I want to hear from you. And bye-bye.